The question on every South African's mind is, should we even bother to watch the State of the Nation address? Has the president delivered on the promises he made last year? Are we going to get anything new from the president, or is it just the same old cut and paste? Well, in this video, that's exactly what we want to discuss. Welcome to King Said So. I am your host, King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengineng. Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your pan-africanist podcast. Enjoy. Peace in pan-africanism to all my African brothers and sisters. Welcome back to King Said So. The State of the Nation address is exactly that. The president takes a podium once a year to give us feedback on how the state of the nation is looking. He then goes in deeper and gives us the forecast, or gives us programs, policies, and gives us the new implementations that the government wants to put in, the new strategies that the government wants to put in for the coming year. It makes a lot of promises. I'm going to fix that. We're going to change this. We're going to amend on that. And here's the new law to do that. When it comes to this, we're going to increase the budget. When it comes to this, we're going to decrease the budget. This is going to be our focus. And we're going to lay back a little bit on that. And that is our state of the nation. The state of the nation. So now you can think about the state of your life. You can think about the state of your family's life. You can even go and say the state of the company that you're working with. Every year, the state of the nation is a key event that South Africans are looking forward to. And this year is no different. The sixth administration or parliament, parliamentarians are there to give us the feedback of what they said last year, the president himself, what he promised last year, and if they have delivered on any of those promises. That is what South Africans want to hear. Well, for me, it's people don't understand the impact of the State of the Nation address. And now each and every year, the State of the Nation address is losing its relevancy because the promises made the previous years are simply not met. And South Africans are getting tired of listening to the same old things, and nothing is actually done on the ground. Now, again, we have to say, there is some things that the government is doing right. But the main things that make the economy work, and when we come to a pan-Africanist channel, the main thing that improves the lives of Africans, they are never done. They're always put in the back seat and nobody gives them attention. The first thing is unemployment. Let's touch on that a little bit. Unemployment rate in South Africa is sitting at 44%. But the important thing is that on the youth unemployment, we're sitting at more than 50%. Now, you cannot be a country where the people in their peak of their life, we will never have our youth back. When we're talking about from 19 years to 35 years old, you will never have those years again. And if you are unemployed in those years, you know, when you get to 35, 36, they no longer consider you as youth. You are now a young adult, or not a young adult, but you are an old young adult at 36 years old. So the people who are not working are the youth. Those are the people that should be empowered more. Those are the people that should be leading revolutions. Those are the people that should be innovating new things. Those are the people that should be protecting the country in the army. Those are the people, those are the most important people. In fact, Africa has got the highest rate when it comes to the youth. We are the youngest continent in the whole world. So the youngest people in South Africa are simply not working. Last year, the president said, I'm going to make sure that we improve, what do they call it, presidential stimulation. We're going to inject 1 million jobs, blah, blah, blah. Never happened. It never happened. So if you are not working in your youth, it's like not dating in your youth, not living life in your youth. Then you want to come and start making funny things when you are older. Then we can see that this person did not akadlalanga makasemncane. Now udlala somdala where you're supposed to be developed and matured in other areas of your life. So for me, when we speak about that, we speak also about the landlessness of Africans, especially the youth. The youth are still staying with their parents. That is a big red flag. And the young people are still staying with their parents from the age of 19 years up to the age of 40, still staying at their parents' home. It's not because they want to, it's because the economy simply does not allow black empowerment. You understand what I'm saying? If you guys don't see a problem with youth still staying with their parents, and I know, of course, it will differ from household to household. Other people they are the only child in the house. Other people, one parent has passed away, so they looking after the other parent. And I know from it will differ from case to case. But I'm saying for those who are able to go out and go and stay alone, they are not. So meaning the development of the mind of an African child in South Africa is way behind because they are dependent on their parents to buy food, to provide shelter, to buy data, to live life because you are not working. If you are not working, how are you going to empower yourself? That is the question. So I see a link with those two things. The youth not leaving the house. It's directly linked to unemployment, and then so obviously these people will not get land because what are you gonna do with the land? You don't even have you queuing up for 350. I mean, South Africa is the most what do they call welfare country in the world. Social grants like nobody's business. On top of that, those who have jobs then have to deal with currency manipulations, the bank messing us up just because we are black. The banks deliberately treating us differently just because we are black. Those are the type of things that anger us as pan-Africanists to say these are the things that we should change. That is why we are building Paseta. Paseta is going to change the coming generations. Guys, you want your children to be in Paseta. They will come out there different from how we lived. They're going to come out better human beings because we're going to prepare them for the real war. The real war is not buying a car. The real success is not it's not buying a nice house. The real success is not getting the best job. The real success is impacting and being participant on the economy of your country. You understand what I'm saying? So that is what we're expecting from Cyril Ramaphosa. Another thing is the crime. Now, because of unemployment and the youth still staying with their parents, some getting frustrated, then using that as an excuse to participate in crime. It's never an excuse, but they use it as an excuse to participate in crime. I'm not next, so I'm going to steal. I'm going to be corrupt. Others are stealing at their jobs and losing their jobs. They've got that crime mentality that if you want something fast in South Africa, you have to steal. They are saying that is how the politicians has programmed us. They are stealing. They are in parliament. They're not paying for electricity, cars, school fees. And so why is it that they are stealing and I can't steal? Other people reason like that in Makoneni. Mangahlala namachita, you hear the reasoning capacity because there's no education. When you haven't been at Baseta, you reason different because you know no better. You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? And another question I would like to ask South Africans is, what has South Africa really honestly benefited from the BRICS? All of these BRICS summits and all of these rubbish BRICS meetings, what are we benefiting from them? Brazil, India, Russia, and China have got nuclear powers, all of them. They've got the unemployment is very good. They've got a better healthcare system. They've got better armies than what are we benefiting from the BRICS? Clearly, they are benefiting from us, because why would you keep a weak person around? The minerals. The minerals. And I always tell you that Africans, we are the biggest consumers of anything, whether it's social media, music, entertainment, religion, whatever you can name it. Africans are the highest consumers of anything. I mean, just look at how many German cars are in Africa. Now, how many Chinese cars are in Africa? We consume everything. We are the biggest consumers, and they will keep on playing us until we wake up and realize our potential as Africa. So, when we're speaking about the ANC and what the president is going to be talking about, in the back of the mind of the people is the divisions of the ANC. Really, the factions of the ANC, whether they like it or not, has divided the ANC to a point where it's killing the ANC. That renewal program that they tried to push, it was not a renewal as such. It was kicking out the other faction out of the ANC, and they could not meet each other, so they could not work with each other. Everyone that was against Cyril Ramaphosa is out. It's out of the ANC. Who's left there that is still anti Cyril Ramaphosa? We would have seen Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, but she's also out. She said, I don't want to be member of parliament anymore. And Paul Mashatile, yeah, but what powers does Paul have? Paul does not have the public appeal like the other presidents, Cyril and Jacob Zuma and Thabo Mbeki. Like Paul is like Didi Mabuza. It's like, he's there. So what is he doing? What is his impact? Nothing. So that plus pala, like the people will be always scrutinizing and feeling like, yes, the president, man, you need to explain how this money got into your couch, man. We're not buying this story that you're giving us, and we know one day the story will come out, because what happens in the dark surely will be revealed in the light one day. I'm telling you, we're going to hear another story that will shock us about Palapala. It has nothing to do with buffaloes. It has nothing to do with buffaloes. So the state of the nation, what is it that we should expect from this year's State of the Nation address? Well, obviously, he's going to speak about ESCOM. I mean, he spoke about ESCOM last year and said we're going to improve ESCOM. Him and Andre de Ruyter, and they messed us up. Andre de Ruyter ended up quitting. He's going to speak about unemployment. Like, he spoke about unemployment last year, and unemployment went up. He's going to speak about Transnet and the state-owned companies. Nothing has improved in those regards. He's going to give us new policies. They said this is a new policy, because the ANC has got beautiful policies, no implementation strategies. Policy-wise, if they tell you how they're going to create the jobs from the book, you will believe them. But after some time, nothing happens. Of course, you remember the president stimulating a program for jobs, 1 million jobs. I spoke about that. Never happened. Anti-crime strategies, how they're going to improve crime, how they're going to fight more crime, shoot to kill. Nothing happened. Crime is at an all-time high. I mean, honestly speaking, the past 5 years of South Africa has been hell. It's just you guys don't see it. You don't have the land. You don't have the jobs. You don't have the black consciousness agenda. You don't have a political education. You are not involved in the economy. You don't do any contribution in the economy. And when you work, we take away your money via interest rates. The banks are messing our currency up. They are treating you differently because you are a black person. Like, where are you gonna run to? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, guys. And I'm trying to look back at last year and to see what is it that Cyril Ramaphosa has achieved last year. What is it that these people have achieved last year? When we come to the main things, ESCOM, state-owned companies, crime, unemployment, land. What have we achieved really when it comes to those things? Absolutely nothing. The EFF is fighting them and saying, listen, this is a crook president. They are using their majority in court and in court committees, not court, in parliament committees to rule against any opposition party. So nothing that the ANC does not approve of will ever be implemented in parliament. The ANC is the majority in parliament, and they are going to rule in favor of what they want to rule in favor of. So another thing is, there's one point that I wanted to make. There's one point I wanted to make, and that is the point to say, could this be the last State of the Nation address that the president is going to have? The ANC is totally against collusion government. They are saying it's not working. You guys have sampled it in different metros. It's not working. We don't want that. So even if we get 40-something%, we are still the winners of the majority of South Africans have voted for us. So we should be in government. So I don't know what you guys are thinking. Could this be the last State of the Nation address that we're going to get from the president? It's very interesting to think about it that way. And if he thinks about it that way, he must come with things like when Jacob Zuma, when he saw that he was leaving, he came up with free education. The legacy of Cyril Ramaphosa is at stake here. What is he going to do? Is he going to drop a bombshell with this national health program that he wants to do? A national health bill? Is he going to announce it? What is he going to say? I heard the spokesperson of the presidential office saying, no, they're not going to announce the election date now. They're going to announce it 15 days from the State of the Nation address. I'm like, why? You want to tell me in February, the IEC and the ANC don't have an election date yet? What is the wait for? What is the wait for? It's going to be very interesting to see, because if you wait 15 more days, then it's clearly not going to be in May. We are predicting that it should be in May. We have voted before in June, so it might be in June. So I don't know. You guys tell me, are you going to be watching the State of the Nation address? I advise you to, even though some of you might feel like it makes no difference. Let's just watch and stay informed, because information enables us to have better conversations around our community and so forth. So thank you so much, guys. If it's the first time you're tuning in on King Said So, where have you been? My brother, my sister, you are at home. This is your Pan-Africanist podcast, where we are pro-African and we are saying we are going to build a school. The name of the school is PASETA. PASETA stands for Pan-African School of Technology, of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. Pan-African School of Economics, Technology and Agriculture. So that's why we want to hide our children and give them the secrets of success in that school. We want to breed a different generation in that school, and we don't want to do it one by one. We want to put our children in groups and breed them. And if you've got problems with other African nations, you don't want Zimbabweans, you don't want it, then don't send your child there. This is a Pan-African school. So we need to infiltrate the whole of Africa. Africa standing up alone is not going to help. Zimbabwe stood up alone and took the land and everything. Look what happened to them. If we did it simultaneously with Zimbabwe, nobody could have stopped us. No sanctions could have stopped us. But when you stand up alone as an African country, forget. So we can't be teaching only South Africans. We have to have a mix of African children in the Pan-African school. So those who are watching, my African brothers and sisters staying in South Africa, your children are most welcome there. In fact, we need them. We can't call it a Pan-African school if your children are not there. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Click the subscribe button. If you are not a member of the channel, please click there. Make your contribution of only 20 Rand a month. Choose which level you want to be in, and we'll talk deeper about that. And we need to get to these 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month. So please click that subscribe button so that I can do my giveaways. Doing t-shirts, and I'll see what I'm going to add to the t-shirts. Understand? So the first people of the 10,000 subscriber, they got my book. I said Lina, they got the book. So congratulations to them. The books, the packages are starting to arrive. I think next time I'm not gonna use Pep to post the things because they took a little bit too long. I chose 3 to 5 days. It was longer than a week, but at least now they are starting to get their packages. That's what matters. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray and listen to the word of the sponsor. Do your best so that God can do the rest. I salute you.
In South Africa, with the establishment of a number of events. The ACE Fighting Championship is an international, amateur and professional multi-dimensional combat sports promotion company that is set to be hosting its second event this year. The championship is a one-of-a-kind, boasting a variety of martial arts including MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Joining us now is the founder of ACE Fighting Championship and a former EFC World Champion, Damart Penna. Damart, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. Why ACE Fighting Championship? Why did you feel that the sport of MMA needed another event, but this one, having a plethora of sport to choose from?
Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely. I think the most important thing is to realize that a lot of people don't realize that they actually love, MMA, not just MMA, but also Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So what we're doing, we're creating a space where people can go out there and enjoy the sport of grappling in terms of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, enjoy mixed martial arts, the mixture of it all, and obviously the Muay Thai, which is just striking. So this concept is very innovative, because what we're doing, we're creating a platform where the people that sometimes go to MMA fights, they're like, oh, keep the fight standing, or the people that want the fight to go to the ground. So what we do, we're catering to every single individual that loves combat sports. Ace Fighting Championship is an exciting platform. Our next event now is on the 10th of Feb. We actually hosted in the EFC Performance Institute here by Polzo. We have an exciting fight card coming up. We have 3 title fights. Our main fight is a Muay Thai fight, which is Tidia versus Dolly, exciting matchup. And then we also have a grappling matchup, and we also have an MMA matchup. It's actually ladies competing now for the 66 kgs title. So we have an exciting fight card lined up.